Hello viewers, welcome to ABU THAP TV. My name is Barwa Stella and I'm your host for today. Together are my discussants.
Lilian Animas.
Ukezia Kauna Yohana.
Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. On today's show, we'll be discussing a very crucial topic. Is sex a deal breaker in relationship? This is a very crucial topic and I want to hear my discussant's perspective. Miss Lillian, please, what do you have to say?
Whether sex is a deal breaker or not, I feel it depends on the individuals and their perspective, their values, and possibly their expectations for a relationship.
Okay.
I think that defines if it's a deal breaker or not. So the person involved in this whole thing, what is your expectation when going into a love relationship? Are we prioritizing sex or not? So that would really confirm if it's a deal breaker or not.
But in the case where they are prioritizing sex, what do you have to say about that?
Okay, in a case that you prioritize sex in a relationship, it means that this is something that keeps the relationship afloat. So
I mean, do you think the
important.
relationship will grow? Do you think like the relationship will lead to marriage or something very important?
The fact that you prioritize sex doesn't mean that sex is the only thing that will keep the relationship. It's just that it's a very important factor in the relationship. That is where this is. So it's not that because you say you prioritize sex means that it is sex that you will be having from morning to night. But it means that once the sex is not good, it means that it can affect the relationship. So this is where prioritizing sex comes in, meaning that, oh, this is a very important factor in a relationship. Oh, let's keep this one very important.
Yeah.
But if you don't prioritize it, that means, okay, it's fine, even if the relationship is not good or not. But then, even most times, I feel that, to be very sincere, I don't know.
Not just something that should be prioritized in a relationship.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, sex is not something we should prioritize in a relationship.
Why do you say so?
Yes, because in the sense that there are some people that even if they have sex with you, they'll still end up not marrying you. You understand?
Yes.
And then
I understand.
I don't think if it's really, really crucial because you might have sex with your partner for long, especially for single people. But in marriage, it's very, 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 very important. But then for the single people in a relationship, I don't think if it's really something you should put in front, except if that's your aim in the relationship or something.
Yeah, but I don't think that we should say that you should not prioritize relationship. It is what is important to you. Some people, sex can just be what is important. The sex has to be good, or else, no matter the love or whatever affection we show, if the sex is bad, that means we cannot be here. And it's not that these people don't have their priorities straight or they don't know what they want, but maybe everybody it's funny in the world we live in. People's expectations now are wild, and it is funny, and some of them are so unrealistic. I'll be like, we might be in a place and be like, you'll be wondering, why should sex be an important drive in a relationship? I think only the person involved will understand why sex is an important drive in the relationship. So I don't think we should really cancel the fact that we should not prioritize sex in a relationship.
Okay, talking about good and bad, can we say relationship thrive? Can a relationship thrive if partners have mismatched sexual desires?
Okay, for relationship, okay, if it can thrive, yes, but I think that we need to understand our sexual desires.
Yes,
Most times we like to explore new things in a relationship and then we speak to, that's where communication is important. No matter how, I don't know, let me say quote unquote, no matter how bad you presume that whatever it is your sex, your desires are, if you speak to your partner about it, if it's something that is achievable, there's sometimes that you think about something very kinky, something that is not, it is wild, and you might want to speak to your partner about it, and then the partner is not even wanting to hear about this thing, sounding, maybe, let me just say, sounding unholy, or sounding something, this is something that I cannot.
Yes.
But if you talk about it and it's looking like you cannot, you should be able to try it, to me, because I don't know, let me use the word, you get to live once. So I think that if we want to explore certain things, we want to try certain things, we should be open to it. So having different, I don't think we all have the same sexual desires.
Yes,
we
yes,
don't.
yes.
So of course, if we have different sexual desires, it depends on it. If we communicate on it and then we're seeing that we're not having common grounds, I think we should just let it go. We should just let it go, probably. So it's in that case, I think that mismatched sexual desires is not really a yardstick why a relationship should not thrive. Of course, we didn't come to this. We all have different things that we like, different things we want to explore. The fact that I want to explore something that sounds new to you, you shouldn't. If you're open to it, fine. If you're not open to it, then that would be very. I don't. If you're not open to it, that would be a question.
Thank you so much, Miss Lillian. And my other question is, do you think do you think there's a drive for sexual dissatisfaction in relationship?
Okay. If there's a drive for sex, so if I get you correctly, okay, we're trying to ask if something drives you to sexual dissatisfaction.
Yes, exactly.
So of course, there's a way somebody wants to have sex.
Yes.
There is a way. It is not. There's no general rule, but there's a special rule that's applicable to a special person. I just said special, but there's a rule that is applicable to you. There's a way you want to be touched. There's a way you want to be made love to. There's a way that sex appeals to you.
Exactly.
So of course, by the time that sex is important to me and you don't do it in the way that I want, of course it will lead to sexual displeasure. I will not be happy. And then if it's me, if I want this relationship, if I want to bank on the whole sex thing, and then you're not giving me what I want, this is something we might have discussed countless times, and then we're still not hitting where we want to hit. Of course, at this point, the relationship will still not. It won't. I don't think we will go further. That's if sex is the key thing to me in the relationship, or to the person rather.
In addition to what she's saying, actually, like she said, if some people would like to be touched and all those stuff, but in a situation where you meet a man as a lady, that he will just lie down and all those stuff like that, I will run. You understand? In this generation, it's not something you just come and it's not that type of olden days mommy and daddy style of a thing. You understand? So the way you approach your sexual life with your partner and all those stuff.
And daddy style. So,
but in a case where your partner wants to have sex with different people, and let's say you even know about it that your partner is sleeping with different people, do you think do you want to continue with the relationship like that?
That depends. Because some ladies do not like to share, and in that scenario, we can say some people want open relationships, but because of the partner you have with you, she might not really want that, and that would bring about very difficult situations in your relationship, because the fact that you know your partner is sleeping around or having sex with other people, that is going to give you discomfort.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So, but in the place of sharing also, when you might know, okay, even if it's not an open relationship, my partner and I want to try something out of the ordinary. Maybe we want to invite a third person or try it out with somebody else. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So all those things are things that people would want to explore in a relationship once you just talk about it. But now, this is things that once I think you have, both of you, once we start a relationship and then maybe I notice, or we have a conversation about it, or maybe years of being together, maybe I might have picked it up from somewhere, noticed that this is how you are, that sex is not important to you as it is important to me. I think that is where problem comes in. So if sex is something that it's in the forefront of my relationship, and then my partner, sex is like on the bottom list of what they expect, I don't think we can agree when we have cases like that, because that would really bring, I don't think the relationship will move forward as much as we want to form or we want to pretend that sex is not important. It is important. Because
Miss Lillian, in the case where a boy, okay, I know of a friend who have like 3 girls. He will tell you that this particular is sleeping with the 3 girls. So that's the one I know of, and he will say that this one is just for keep, this one he wants to marry her, and this one maybe for just another reason. And
it was this card game that you have to I think you have to like pick up a card and then answer the question or do something that the card says you should do. And then I was there with my boss, and she's married, and then the card she picked when it was her turn was that do you feel connected during sex, or something about connection, about sex. And then she said that she was so in all, let us know that she and her husband really connect during sex. Like she made mention of it. Like she was saying that a lot of times they connect during sex, and it might not be that this is the only time they connect. But we cannot try to downplay that sex is a connection. We might. Some people don't mind though.
That's my point too. Some people don't mind, because I know of a friend that went to, okay, she met this guy online,